I'm Mirella.
And I'm Zoe.
Welcome to the Critical Obsession podcast, specifically potential obsessions, where we're going to react to all kinds of trailers.
And what's the one we're reacting to today? What's first on the agenda?
So, first on the agenda is the moon that rises in the day. Let's go to it.
Hello.
Hi.
So
What
what
did you
did
think about it?
Okay, so first up when it first started I was like, because while I don't mind ones that are set back, like don't get me wrong, there's a couple that I absolutely adore. I really have to be in the mood for them. So at first I thought it was going to be like one that's set like in the Joseon period, and I was like, Ugh. But then as it started to move on, and you saw that it was coming to present day and everything, and certain things started happening, I was like, okay, I know what this drama is because my mum is watching it. So
Oh, really?
I haven't seen any of it, but she told me about like the force field. You know, when he tries to in the trailer, he tried to like stab her at the playground and got thrown back.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as that bit happened, I was like, oh, okay, I know what this is. Because he's like, in this, he's like wants to, kill her or whatever, but he gets really mad if someone else tries to hurt her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It has to be him.
Well, I mean, the thing is that there's a line in it that says 1500 years of evangelism. Well, evangelism is like usually like religious preaching or whatever, but I think it also means belief in a cause. So I believe whatever he's referring to when he says that, like he's like 1500 years of like living with her betrayal and like hating her basically and wanting her dead,
Mm-hmm.
to and yet he still loves her, like she still affects him, like he still can be hurt by her, cares about her, like all this sort of stuff. So um it's quite interesting, and it's because that's what I said to my mom when she said, oh, like you should see him if someone tries to hurt her, and I'm like, yeah, well, it's because he loves her, duh. Like I'm like, it's not going to be, clearly it's like that's where they're heading. But it's really funny, there was also like a tagline in it that said which had me like chuckling no end. It said a dangerous and tortured reincarnation romance. I'm like, there's a few extra words
Yeah,
in there, but all I saw was dangerous romance.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I felt like we had tortured with that too, but we didn't get the reincarnation, so the reincarnation will be different. But yeah, no, I think it looks interesting. I like the premise. I would be curious to know like why she killed him, because I feel like if they've always loved one another, it's like there had to have been a reason.
It's interesting that they begin the trailer with like her asking him to not die in front of her and him promising to protect her forever.
Mm.
Because when she kills him, he doesn't really die, right?
Yeah, true.
And he promises to protect her forever, and later, like in our times, he's unable to harm her because of a field.
Ah, I didn't even put the two of those things together. So you think maybe it's so funny. I'm like, I'm gonna tell my mom that tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, hey, did you think that maybe it's because he promised that he would like protect her? She'd be like, ooh, and I'll be like, I'll have to confess that it was your idea. But yeah,
It's fine.
you probably.
You can tell it was yours.
I'm like, it was
I'm
totally
okay with
my.
that.
I'm like, it was totally my idea. Don't ever listen to the podcast. No. But yeah, I feel like you're probably onto something with that. I actually missed that bit. I got the bit where she said, promise me, not to die in front of her, but I didn't get I missed the bit where he said he would protect her forever.
Hmm.
And isn't that an interesting twist of fate, like that he has created his own, you know, um thing in which she's even protected but from him, which I mean, if, and I'm gonna guess that whatever happened back then, she's probably innocent in it in some way, either like a possession or a like whatever, or she killed him for his own good, which I know sounds really weird, but there was one I think that was floating around recently that my mom was telling me about where uh I think the male in it killed the female.
Yeah, it was like destined with you or
or
something.
something like that. Yeah, and
Yeah, like
my
he had to kill her so that she's not tortured or something like
yeah,
this. Like
yeah, because
it
they
was
were going to do
really death.
horrible
Like
things to her. I was like, oh, by the
yeah.
way, massive spoilers for
Oh,
for anybody
oops.
who hasn't watched them. But yeah, but basically,
Oops.
it's like
Sorry.
sorry,
We'll put it into description. Spoilers for everything.
yeah, spoilers. Spoilers for shows we're not even talking about. Um, yeah, that's the one. So I'm guessing it's going to be something probably like that, or like maybe a because when you're starting to deal with shows where there's reincarnation and things like that, things like possession and stuff like that aren't that like unrealistic.
Unusual.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm guessing because she seems like even to this day when there are these moments where they she seems to recognize him as well in that sort of vein in that time frame. Um and I feel like she still loves him when she recognizes him like as her past self or whatever. So I
Mhm.
mean I could be interpreting the trailer wrong, but that's how like seems like she has these like moments of clarity where she's like that version of herself. Um
Well, it has to end up with that, like with all of them regaining the memory and everything.
well, yeah, because you
They
need to know why, don't you? That's the whole point, is why this happened this way, and why they're so connected. I mean, obviously, it's great epic love. I'm guessing. The only thing with something like this that I'm wary about, like it looks good to me, I would totally watch this. is
Mhm.
is like it's the tagline line of like tortured, and then there was something in the end about like tragic and fates and whatever, and I'm like, is it gonna end badly?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like
You
I
know,
yeah,
spoilers for Alchemy of Souls. Like, there's a part in that story that really tragic, but it's done so beautifully. It's so beautiful, Zoe, that the first
yeah,
time you watch it, you're like, oh my God, wow, yeah.
yeah.
But then when you rewatch it, the way they lead to that, like the way it was done, in Dangerous Romance, leading to those moments, like we have been waiting for that, but not even like, not even actually leading you to that, like preparing you for that. And every time they talk about things that I know are connected to that moment, I would start crying because it was so beautifully done. So it depends on the way you do it. Like,
I think that no, but I mean, like for me personally, I'm not a fan. Like I'm not someone who watches something when I know like okay. So for example, in the event that we're watching a romance, for example,
mhm,
I'm not a fan of watching one. I don't like watching 16 episodes or 20 episodes or how many episodes for them not to end up together for some reason.
mhm,
Like I
mhm.
feel like I've wasted my time. And I don't care if they've learned lessons or like whatever, made each other better people or whatever. If they're not together, I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this? Like I could just be, you know, sitting doing nothing and have the exact same feeling at the end of it. So like my life is depressing enough. Come on. No. So but like and same with if someone dies. If one of them dies, I'm like, no. Unless there's like some sort of weird like, workaround where it's like that they're going to end up together in the next life, or there's been a couple where they've done a really good job of letting you know that like they fixed there was a problem, like maybe there was a problem in the like reincarnation cycle or whatever, and they whatever had been like on repeat for the last however many cycles, they've fixed it this time around, and so
Mhm.
like in the next time they'll get to be together or whatever, like that sort of thing. You can kind of sell me on it, but even then I'm left like taste like if I feel like I stuck something dirty in my mouth and it tastes bad. um
I don't like that when they're like, "Oh, look, we like you watch the story of these two people, and like they died and they're like tortured and unhappy or whatever." But look, like their next life is going to be fun, fine. Like, oh, no, just no.
yeah, I mean I must have
Like, are
I
you
have
fucking with me? Like, what the fuck is this? Show me that story. Why am you showing me this one then?
I know, right? I must admit, I'm like that, yeah. And I have like, I didn't really realize this about myself, but I actually do have like a few. I don't know if I'd call them pet peeves, but like things that I'm just like, nope, when they happen. The other thing I really don't like is when you have a drama and there's like this. Like I love. I mean, clearly things that we're looking at. I love like tortured characters, and like when they're put through horrible situations, and I love that. I love the character building. I love the learning. I love all of that.
Mhm.
And then what I don't like is then it's like the last episode or something. They're finally together. You get a kiss under the sunset or something, or you get like 5 minutes of them actually being happy, and there's end credits. I'm just like, can I have at least an episode like where they're a couple, or they're like something like I feel like I need something to counteract all of the other stuff. um
Mhm.
and so many dramas I found I feel like it's I've seen a few K dramas like that. Like a lot of them are really good, and they don't do that because the couples get together sort of midway through, and it's a bit like the Thai BLs and that, where you get to episode 11 or whatever, and there's drama, and for a minute there's a
Mhm.
pause on
Mhm.
the relationship for whatever reason, and then they end up together again. I kind of like that
Mhm.
format, you know what I mean? Like I like to see
Mhm.
them interact on that sort of level, and so I feel like when you have all of this like bad stuff, torture, torture, drama, 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 and they're still not even a couple or anything. There's nothing like tying them together. There's no like, you know, and
Mhm.
then it's like, oh, I love you, oh, I love you, kiss and credits. I'm always like, what? Or they have a conversation that makes it sound like maybe at some point down the track they'll end up together, and I'm just like, I'm left here
Um,
going, uh excuse you, where is my whatever extra episode? Like I've literally gone looking for. I'm like, there has to be another episode because I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would you end it like this? But yeah. So off topic from this trailer, of course. I'm sure they're not going to do that, but I always worry with stuff like this that it will end
mhm.
badly because
Yeah.
like in this situation, like I feel like this kind of drama, I feel like this storyline lends itself to, okay, in that past version of them, she killed him for whatever reason, right? And he's spent like what 1,500 years like tortured and like enraged and hating her about it. And
Mhm.
then wouldn't it be a like a just, I can see people thinking it would be super romantic and like a just kind of ending for him to in this lifetime, you know finally come to grips with what happened. They're in love again, and then something bad happens and he sacrifices himself for her, so this time he willingly dies like in her place or like whatever. And I'm just like, I'm still going to call bullshit and be like, no. But I can see how that could be an ending for this show. Or one where this time,
Or maybe
something
she
happens
dies
to
this
her.
time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
that is my fear. That is my absolute fear with something like this. However, I would be willing to risk the biscuit if you were interested. Because it does look interesting.
It does look interesting.
Mm.
I found another one that I want us to watch. It's called My Demon. Have you seen this one?
No, I don't think so. I'll have to go hunting for the trailer for this one as well. My Demon. Is it a K
Yes.
drama or?
Yes, it looks like a K drama, and it's a Netflix K drama.
Ah, okay. All right, cool.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay,
Should we?
let's go.
Oh, hang on. Did you say really what you thought of this one? Did you like it? Did you think it was interesting?
I do think it's interesting. But it does feel like at some point it might get too tragic or something, like when they start, when she gets her memories back, it might get a bit intense for me. So I feel like there's a big possibility that if I watch it by myself, I might drop it or start skipping just to
Ah,
avoid all the torture because I'm not a big fan of torture. Like, I know it sounds like I contradict myself, but I really don't know what to say.
no, I get it. I get it. It's one of those things that triggers you to skip. Whereas I'm like, I'm probably more inclined to watch something like that, as long as I know it has a happy ending. Like, it's actually my preference. I like characters when they're tortured a little bit, because I don't know, I feel like the reward is bigger. It's not to say that
Mhm.
I don't, like, they don't have to be. I mean, I've watched some really cute, sweet, um, K dramas where, like, the most tragic thing that happened is, like, grandma's getting old, grandma's getting old or something. Like, it's not, there's no big drama or anything to it. It's sweet, it's whatever. But I also do like, stuff when it's like this. But as I said, I would be upset if someone dies. I'm like, no.
If it begins, if for the most part it's about them just falling in love with each other and no, big tragedies or anything, like if it's like that for the most part, like they can stretch the fun part, because they will be like, it looks like there could be some fun stuff with him just trying to kill her and anything, like
Mm,
before he catches feelings again, like for half the series or something, and being fun and light and her being intrigued, and then them falling in love, and then something
triggers the
like
trauma.
I don't want, yeah, I just don't want it to be tragic for the most part, like.
No, yeah, I feel like it seems like it wouldn't be. Like, it seems kind of fairly well balanced in that, as you said, we're
Mhm.
getting that sort of, we're clearly going to get like a bit of the explanation, probably back and forth from that period of time when they like met and fell in love, and then she killed him. um, and possibly
As it
some,
happens.
yeah, and possibly some of the stuff that happened to him in this last like 1500 years or whatever. Um, and so it will be
Okay,
interesting.
but
And
how did he live 1500 years, but
I
at the same
don't
time
think
he
I
killed
don't think
him?
he yeah, I don't think
He
he
was a
did, because
ghost.
didn't he wake up in like the morgue or something?
Yeah, so he was a ghost, like
Maybe, I
wandering
don't
the
know.
earth, waiting for her to be reborn or something,
Maybe.
waiting for.
Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
Because the way he talks, it makes it sound like he's been pissed off for 1500 years, and you need to
Mhm.
be somewhat, like, conscious for that. So, um like, biding your time,
Mhm.
if you're nothing, if you're just in the ether, if you don't exist, then how can you, be that
Yeah.
mad? So, um he must have some sort of, I guess, presence. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's I feel like if we do that, if they have the fun stuff, and then like the cute kind of like what's going on stuff, and then the tragic stuff is sort of, you know, corned at the end. And I'll also be fine with the sort of somewhat cliche thing. And I say cliche because I feel like that's probably not a cliche, because I feel like there's like three ways it can go. She dies, he dies, or one of them dies, but they get revived, and that breaks the cycle. Like a bit
Mhm.
like, there's some horror movie, I can't think what it is, where like they die to stop the cycle of like whatever. What am I
Should I
thinking
say
of?
it, or it will be like a spoiler?
I feel like it's fairly well known. What's it called? Oh my god. Final Destination.
Oh.
So like death stalks them, and to trick death, they like drown or something, and then get revived, because supposedly then like death skips them because technically they've died, but it doesn't really work. That's the spoiler.
Oh. Okay.
But do you know what I mean? Like, but in this instance, maybe that would be something they would do, and then, like one of them's like revived or whatever, and then that cycle of like whatever that's happened in maybe past lives or whatever is stopped. Then that's another potential way to end it, and also have it end still happy because they would still be alive. But yeah, so maybe we could perhaps add that to our, like, well, I mean, it's already on the potential list, isn't it? So perhaps we'll put that on the back burner and see. Perhaps I'll just like, I'll be cagey with my mom, and I'm like, don't tell me anything, because she's terrible. She's like, starts talking. I'm like, Mom, stop talking, or I'll never watch it, because you've just told me the entire story. I don't need to watch it. You've told me what happens. But I'll be like, so if I watched it, would I be pissed off? Because she knows me very well to know
Mhm.
whether or not it ends badly. But is that cheating? I don't know.
Yeah, you need to. I will wait for your mom to watch it, and I'll wait for for you to spoil me as well.
Yeah, I'm like, just tell me, am I going to be pissed off? No, okay. Hey, Morella, we should watch this. All right, so let's go and find the other one. So what's it called again? My moon, my demon.
My demon. Let's go. I hate how much I like this one.
It looks like it'll be really funny and cute.
Yeah, like what am I going to watch and I'm going?
The thing with it is, the only thing with it is he is a demon. So like, is there longevity to it? I don't know.
Mm.
I did like the
If
comment. Like the comment, there was someone said something to, I don't know whether they were saying to her, because it
Mhm.
was sort of like a voiceover comment or whatever. But they were like, "There's a reason he's been single for 200 years," and I was just like, I was like, "Burn."
Hilarious. Like he's so clueless.
I know, right? But yeah, no, it definitely
We
looks
both
really.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and it's weird because there was 4 parts, and each part felt like a completely different movie, like a
Yeah.
completely different story. It's so weird.
Well, I think I watched about 10 trailers actually because I couldn't work out what the hell I was watching. And the first one was a Netflix one, and it was like she was a CEO and whatever. And I'm just like, oh, okay. It's like there's a rumor that she's dating this guy, and oh, and
Mm.
he's like, let's do this, kind of thing. And then the next thing is an actual demon. Because I was watching that trailer and I'm going, okay, where's the demon to it?
With the
Like,
demon
why?
part,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm thinking, is it just my demon because like he's such a brat? Like I was like, was it like a play on words kind of thing? And then I watched the second trailer and I was like, oh, Red Eyes, he is actually a
Like,
demon. And suddenly they're
yeah,
married now. I was so
yeah.
confused.
But he was like, is that like your personal demon, like your worst case scenario or something?
I know,
Let's
right?
go. Yeah,
And you know what? It potentially, yes. Potentially it's a metaphor for that, maybe even.
for a personal worst case scenario.
Personal demon.
Personal demon. I like this actor a lot. I saw him in several dramas. I really liked him in Sweet Home. I think that's how that drama was called.
Oh, I don't think I ever watched that. Like I tried to watch it and then it was so weird the first episode that I was like,
Yeah,
eh.
it was so weird and I loved it. I loved how weird it was.
Yeah. I was just like they're making a second season, I think, aren't they? Or they have made a second
Yeah.
season.
Can't wait. Can't wait. I think he's in the second season. He was like kind of the main character,
Mm.
in a way.
Hmm.
I saw her in Backstreet Rocky.
Oh, yep, yep. I haven't seen either of them, but yeah, I know the one you're
Either
talking
of
about
them.
though.
I think I saw him in something else as well, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, he was in Love Alarm.
That's another
Have
one
you
I never
watched Love
watched.
Alarm?
I started
Oh,
watching it and then I never finished it.
oh, I have watched that one. I did not finish the second season, but I did watch the first one.
Mm.
And The Liar and His Lover. I really like this drama. I love it a lot.
Well,
Although I did tend to skip most of it.
yeah.
But
With the Love Alarm one, I think from memory I like read about it, which is always a mistake. And
mm,
I think something happens in it that I was like, oh, this is going to piss me off. And so I
mhm,
think I fully intended to go and like watch it sometime. But when I was watching it, like when I had started watching it, I was already in a like bad mind frame kind of, I was looking for something fun or cute or whatever. And I can't remember what it was that I saw, like what the spoiler was or whatever. And I was just
mhm.
like, yeah, I'm already kind of irritated, like just my general personality at the moment. This is really gonna like fuck me off. So I was like, yeah, it's a no for now. And then I just never went
That's
back
a
to it.
serious drama. It's a serious drama and it touches on some pretty
Yeah.
heavy subjects. So
Yeah.
it's not something to watch, like not something cozy and fun.
No, yeah. I was in the wrong frame of mind for it, I think is probably the best way to put it. And then I just never, went back to it. So I mean I may at some point, but yeah. I'm funny that way. Generally I will stick with something even if it's, not really my cup of tea, because I'm kind of like, I want to see where they're going to go with it. It has to be pretty bad for me to give up on it or to skip like you do. Like, I'm the same way with books. I'm a glutton
Yeah,
for
no,
punishment.
I skip lots of good stuff. Like, it's just like if I skip something, it doesn't mean I think it's bad. It's just like I have no patience and I cannot control myself.
You're like, I need
So
the instant gratification.
yeah, I start freaking out. I feel like I must do something. I'm losing time. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the next one, I'm certainly gonna watch this one.
Yeah. I feel like this one would be a fun one to react to, but I don't know that we could really critically like dig into it. Although it's hard to know, because
Mhm.
sometimes they're really clever with the way they do stuff, K dramas. So yeah, I feel like it is a potential. So
Yeah, let's watch the trailer for Beat Babe. I have seen people talk about it all over Tumblr, and I'm curious.
well, as I said, I have actually seen the trailer, but I don't remember. So all right, let's go do that.
Let's go.
Hey.
Uh,
I'm like most curious to know what you have to say about this.
I watched it several times, and I'm not sure what this is about. Like,
Yeah.
someone died.
It's so
Like,
funny
very,
that you said that, because like one of the things, I believe someone dies, but I don't really know. Um I find like this happens to me a lot. More with Thai drama trailers than any other kind of other trailer.
Mhm,
I don't know whether it's something is lost in translation, or they just, because so many of their shows are based on like novels or whatever, they just
mhm.
assume that we know what it's about. I'm not really
I feel
sure,
so dumb. I did
because
not get like I don't know what this is.
I
Something it
feel
felt.
like there's like so much missing, like on in so many of their trailers, where I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on. But then like when you start watching the show, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, like why did they do the trailer like that? You know what I mean? So
It
as I
felt
said,
like a long teaser instead of a trailer.
I think I did watch. There was like a pilot trailer or something, which I'm pretty sure I watched. It was about 7 minutes or something, I think. But
Does it make things a thriller?
I don't really remember. It was a while. It was like several months ago, and I feel like maybe no, because
No.
there are things about this show that I had no idea about until Cass mentioned them to us. The book that it's based on is like set in like an Amiga verse, so like
Yeah.
Amiga alphas and all that sort of stuff. And so like, and they've kept that in the show, and she's like, I wonder how they're gonna do that. And I did go to, after it aired, because it has already started, I
Hmm.
couldn't watch it because it's meant to be available on YouTube and IQIYI
Hmm.
or whatever that's called. And it's
Hmm.
not, it doesn't air in my country, which is extremely annoying. So basically the only way to watch it is illegally,
Hmm.
or on YouTube. But of course, on YouTube, there were no subtitles until today, apparently, I think. Because I believe my mum watched it. she she rang me at work. She's like, "Have you watched this?" I'm like, "No, there's no subtitles." She's like, "There is now."
Really,
So
they did not put subtitles? That's so weird.
it's like they took a couple of days before they put subtitles up. I don't know why. Some people do that, and then sometimes they don't put subtitles up ever, so it's like, okay, this is not for us. But I feel
Huh.
like it's funny, because I know we like spent a lot of time talking about discourse about other dramas recently, and about like how everyone seems to be like going hard for the like higher sexual content, and that I do think this is the kind of drama that you really need to watch the uncut version for, because I feel like it's part of the story. And I feel
Hmm.
like I do feel like the YouTube version, the because I did sort of see a little bit of it, because I was curious, but I had no idea what was going on, because once again there was no subtitles at the time.
Hmm.
I feel like it's going to have very abrupt cuts in it,
Hmm.
because if there is an uncut version and a cut version, you have to be really clever to make the cut version seamless, when you're
Mhm.
essentially cutting out huge portions of the story. And okay,
Mhm.
some dramas, the uncut version is just because they want to make it a little bit more saucy, but this
Mhm.
being the kind of verse it's set into, it's already kind of like has this like high octane, like dangerous vibe. Like I feel like it's going to be fractured into the story, and so without bits of it, I feel like you're going to be a bit. It's going to feel a bit like fragmented, and
Mhm.
so I'm it's so I'm like so I had put off trying to watch it essentially. Otherwise I probably would have seen the first episode by now, because it was one that I feel like when I watched the pilot trailer I thought it looked like it had potential to be interesting because it was kind of a bit different. um
Mhm.
I had no idea about the Amiga verse thing. Um, but when they did the trailer, I was like, I was like, hey, someone died. What? And it's like, the is this the main character? Because like the main character is Babe, I believe. No, Pit. I don't
I
know.
was
I
like,
don't know.
the baby's a name. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
really?
I'm just like I don't know which one's which. But anyway, I was like, and of course I don't
Babe
know
is the
any of these.
racer. Babe is
Yeah.
the one who
Okay, yeah. So like
like
he's one of the main characters. So did he die? Is he like just injured? I don't know.
I thought like his colleague died or his like friend died,
Yeah, I don't know. It's
but I
weird.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I
So
just like I watched it from the start because like did like Charlie X Charlie or some B Charlie. I was like, so if Babe is the main character, does that mean like the other one dies? But I did not like get that exactly from the trailer, so I'm not sure.
yeah, no, I
If
don't know
it
because I don't
happened,
know.
they did not really explain it
Yeah,
well
because
in the trailer.
I don't know who the narrator is because I believe that the one with glasses, he's sort of like I hate.
Charlie, right?
Yeah, I think he's Charlie, and so clearly he's not the one that dies. So I'm not sure, but it seems
Mhm.
weird that it would be Babe, considering the whole show is like Pit Babe. So I don't know. I'm confused. Um, but then maybe it's about him dying, but I don't know. It's very not clear that that's the
I
point.
don't think
Yeah,
so. No,
no,
because like, doesn't he later say something like to someone like, was that like done on purpose or something? I don't know. Was
yeah,
that? Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. It's a bit confusing, and there's going to be multiple pairings and whatever else. Um, it's funny. I don't know any of these actors. I don't recognize any of them. The one actually maybe that plays Babe maybe is familiar to me, but I'm not really sure because I
Mm.
didn't really get a good look at him. He either had Charlie attached to his face or was like wearing a like in a car. So I really didn't get a good look at him. And so but there is one, I think the character's name is Wei, maybe. And he was in a show called Oxygen. I think that's what it's
Mm.
called. And it's this weird little Thai BL, which I actually really enjoyed. Um, it's one of those ones where it's like nothing, like it's not a huge dramatic thing, but it's kind of, I don't know. I liked it anyway, and
Mm.
he was in that, so I recognize him. But it was one of those ones I did the reverse. I made my mom watch that. I'm like, watch this. Um, and yeah, so I recognize him, but I don't recognize any of the others, and so
Yeah, I'm looking at the main actors on my drama list. I don't know any of them. I
yeah,
haven't seen anything else.
and it's one of those things where it's like I'm a little bit kind of, as I said, I think I watched the pilot trailer and I was like, oh, interesting. I look
Hmm.
forward to this one.
Do you have another trailer? Do you have a trailer in mind that we can watch?
Should we watch one of the GMM ones?
Which one?
Which one do you want to
Um,
watch?
let's watch the kidnapped
Okay.
one.
All right, let's do that then. Hey,
Hey, so it's not the kidnapper, it's kidnap.
Kidnap.
I
Yeah.
really like this one. I really like this one, especially for a mock trailer. It's really promising, and
Yeah.
that's the story very well, and the characters.
I feel like I'm gonna sound like a GMM snob here, but I feel like GMM, it's just different. Like it feels like a different caliber of show. like just from the trailer?
The way they manage time in their series is a bit different. Not in all of them,
Mm.
but there are some that are really good at it.
There's definitely been some like recently where the trailers have dropped and I've been like, oh, this was a whole mess, and they belong to
Mhm,
GMM too.
mhm.
I won't name names because I might upset people, but there is definitely a few of them that I've seen recently, and then the shows have gone on to be very similar in terms of like holding my interest. Um, but yeah, I agree. I think this looks really interesting. I think the new guy looks really interesting. I'm really curious to see the
Mhm.
dynamics between him and Om on screen.
He reminded me of Pipi a bit
Yeah, I get that too,
in
especially when he
some ways.
smiles and stuff.
Or that guy from My Wedding Plan, who was the wedding planner.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Weirdly.
Yeah, kind of like a like if these two of them had a like love child.
Yeah. And then Punk is there, so it's
I
gonna
know,
be good.
right?
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
I feel like yeah, he's we've yet to see him be bad or do bad in or be in a bad show yet. So, um, I
his
mean,
character looks like he's going to have a thing for the
the
main
younger
character.
brother. Yeah, I saw that too. It's funny because I remember because we, fair confession, we have seen this trailer before. We saw it
Yeah.
when they first aired it after the GMM special thing just recently.
Hmm.
Um, but I did always mean to go back and like watch it again, and I just hadn't done so yet. I never got that on the first watch. Like
Yeah, me too.
I sorry.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah. I think I don't know what I thought my impression of that moment was, but or whether he just thought it wasn't worth the trouble to shoot him. But there I definitely got a different vibe this time. So
Hmm.
um
Hmm.
yeah, I'd be curious to see about that because that's kind of interesting. And it's like, who is his character? Like, is he just like, does he work for Dylan's father? Are they brothers? Like, it's curious. I'm curious. It's made me
Yeah.
curious, which I feel like is, enough most of the time.
Well, the fact that he's dressed like that makes him probably, I think his like works for the father.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's
Mm.
interesting. So, yeah. And it's like, so what does the father do that he has a bunch of thugs working for him?
Why does he want to kill his own son?
Well, there's that too as well. So clearly there's some sort of backstory there as well because of the whole like thing that seems to be triggering his sleepwalking and stuff.
If they do it well, the main characters might be very complex and interesting. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, I think it definitely has the potential to be really kind of interesting and have multi-layered in a way that will be fun to talk about as well as watch.
I have watched the Trainee trailer today. It's still fresh in my mind. When was the last time you watched it?
Um I haven't watched it probably. That is one I did watch multiple times when it
Hmm.
first happened because I was just like when we it's really funny when because I know like last year you were working when they were on. Were you working when this one was on as well?
I was working when this one was on as
Yeah.
well.
So I remember when they did Cooking Crush trailer, the exact same thing happened to me. I was watching with my mom. My time here it was about I don't know, 10 o'clock at night or something, maybe. Maybe it wasn't quite that late. I can't remember.
Hmm.
But I can't remember whether we'd already had some Gun and some Off stuff. I feel like we'd already had Astrofilm maybe for Off.
Maybe
And
the Jungle.
yeah, maybe. Or it was Midnight Motel. We'd had one of the ones that Off was in. And then it started and you saw Gun and I was just like, oh cool, a gun one.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then I looked down for some reason. I don't know why, I can't remember. And then I heard Off's voice and I looked up and I was like, oh my god. And so that was Cooking Crush. That was my Cooking Crush, like, oh, I was so excited. Because we'd had so many discussions. I'd had so many discussions with people you and I had multiple as well, about the fact that like everyone was so pessimistic about them getting another drama, and they were like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
then this is the end and blah blah blah, and I was like, no, I knew they would get another one. I just figured if it wasn't this year, that it would be next year. Like I was like 99% sure that we had nothing to worry about. And
Mm-hmm.
so when we got Cooking Crush, I was like, excellent. And then this year I was like, we've got Cooking Crush. It hasn't aired yet, maybe we'll get
So
something.
funny because
August was,
I had a feeling this year. I was like, I feel like we're going to have something, which seemed a bit like too optimistic.
yeah,
But
greedy.
I was like, I was
I,
right. You
I
were right
kind of
last time. I was right this time.
I kind of thought that we might get something announced. You know how they've split it in two halves, and they're probably going to air. Like these ones will air in the first half, the other ones will air in the second half of the year. I mean, it may not work out that way, but it also may work out that way, considering they're already shooting the Trainee now.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of I kind of thought, oh, maybe we'll get an off-gun thing in the second half of the year, to so that'll sort of branch over like November, December, January, a bit like this one is going to do, Cooking Crush is going to do. And so it was really funny because so once again we had Gun, and I'm like, oh, cute. Oh, look, he's an office worker. Oh, I love that he's not in university or like whatever. And then once again, I did the exact same thing again. I don't know whether I was messaging you or what, but like I looked down and then all of a sudden I heard Off's voice and I was like up again. And I was like, oh my God. And my mum cracked up laughing because I literally had the exact same reaction like a year for Cooking Crush. So yeah, that is one I watched. I went back and watched a couple of times because of course because I was so like, oh my God, I like missed a bunch of like actually what was going on. And so it was really funny because I was kind of freaking out about it, my mum missed bits too. So we were both thoroughly confused. There's a bit in that or did you want to watch it? Or you've just watched it?
I watched it today.
Okay. Should we just talk about it? I think I can remember it
Yeah.
enough to yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a there's a bit in there where like one of them says to Gun's character, whose name escapes me right now, um, that he has a thing for Jane. And of course, so like because I had missed so much from the beginning of the trailer, I didn't realize that Off's character's name was Jane. I just thought Jane's a girl's name. They're talking about one of the girls in the office, and he was like listening in. So I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna think that he likes some girl, and of course he doesn't. He
Uh-huh.
likes
Uh-huh.
him, and so this is what I'm. And because Mom's going, what did they say? And I was like, oh, it's a misunderstanding. It's gonna be like, and then of course later on I was just like, oh no, wait, hang on, his name is Jane. So basically he overheard them saying, he likes him. And I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, well, this completely changes what I thought was happening in this scene. So then I went back and I watched a bunch of times. So,
Gun's
oh,
character's name is Ryan. And I
Ryan.
had the same reaction. I didn't know who Jane was, and I was like, but at the same time, the reaction on Off's face was like very neutral. I couldn't really read into that. That it didn't look disappointed. Like it didn't look
No, it
negative.
didn't
So
really
like
match,
I
did it?
was
Yeah.
so confused by that. I was like, this does not look as if he's upset or if he just doesn't like hearing what's happening. Like
Yeah.
the contrary.
It's so funny. Yeah, the little bit of name was confusing, but it's so funny to me now because I was just like, oh, Jane, it's a girl's name, but now I absolutely love that his name is Jane. Like I'm just like I can totally see Jane as a character, and I'm just like this is so interesting to me. Um, but I love it when people do fun things with names, and I feel like Thai people in general do fun things with names. So, um, it's funny because it's not dissimilar in its vibe to Cooking Crush. Like it has that same kind of like K drama esque vibe to it. In actual fact, I actually feel like the Trainee feels more K drama ish to
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
than Cooking Crush does. Maybe because it's set in an office like that, and there's so many K dramas that are set in like offices with interns and stuff. So
I've
it
seen
just
more dramas like K dramas like this than K dramas that are slapstick comedies.
yeah, yeah, same, same.
So
Um,
that's probably why.
yeah, and also just something about the coloring and the vibe, just everything about it, kind of,
Mm.
and of course you had those sort of K drama moments, like the bit towards the end of the trailer where like all the papers are floating up in the air and everything. And
them talking under the umbrella on the roof. That was a
yeah,
very some of
yeah.
them.
So
So
there's a bunch like that. The scene by the river, you know, all of these ones are kind of very K drama esque.
mm-hmm.
Um, and even the scene where, like, you know, we have the trailer where basically it's just for the for the most part, um Jane like reaming Ryan over like not doing his job properly, but then the first time someone else has a go at him, like Jane is like, it's Jane to the rescue sort of thing. And so
Uh-huh.
I felt like that was kind of very K drama-esque as well.
Yeah.
Of the, you know, of the hero of the story sort of thing, which I really like. I think it's going to be really cute as well, and I think it's going to be interesting. I didn't really get any like terrible backstory drama from it though, so I'm not really sure like how, you know, meaty it's going to be in terms of, you know, introspective and being, you know, able to sort of like really sink into it. However, I kind of, I feel like we'll get more maybe from the pilot trailer. Sorry, from the actual trailer maybe. I feel
Mhm.
like maybe it's too soon to know, but
They did say it's kind of like the way it is in real life.
yeah,
Something like it's something that everyone went through.
yeah,
Being a trainee at a company and having all these experiences.
that's right. There may
Yeah.
not be any big drama. Yeah, there may not be any
Mhm.
actual big drama. The big drama could be that, like, because in the beginning, Gun's character has no idea what he wants to do with his life. So it may be that he works out what he wants to do, and maybe that's going to take them away from each other or something. Um,
Actually, for me, like the Jane's character has the potential of being a tortured, you know, dramatic character with a tragic backstory, being all alone, like living his life, just
yeah,
life being all about the job and nothing else, and being kind of unhappy, and then Ryan appearing, and suddenly
yeah.
there's a
There,
light in
there,
his life.
there is a couple of lines in there that lend itself to being that like he's not fully happy in what he's
Mhm.
doing in his life. Like I feel like Gun's character is that Ryan is like, oh, you're so lucky because you're getting to do this thing that you love and blah 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 blah. And he's just like,
Mhm.
he says something about being doing it with the person you care about, or I don't know, so there's something that he says
Mhm.
that makes it seem, yeah, sort of slightly maybe tragic, or that there's more to that story. So I mean, I definitely didn't get the backstory from Cooking Crush that we got with the trailer reveal that we had from the father's, like the perspective of the father. So I feel like there's definitely the chance that we'll see something like another layer to it as we get closer to it. And it
To the
may just be
characters,
that they,
closer to the characters as well, because like in order to fall in love with the characters, we'll have to get to know them more than just what they do at their jobs.
yeah.
I think.
The other thing is with it as well is, I mean, I don't know if this one is meant to be based on a story or not. I'm not really sure
I
about that.
think
I'm
it's
not.
not.
So it may even be that this was just the most like basic version of the story, and it hadn't been fleshed out yet. And they may be doing that as they're going. So we know that they're filming and stuff now. So it's one of those things where I think, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think it's going to be fun either way. Like I feel like they're just, they always have these moments that just like I can't use
What?
words to describe them, so I'm using sounds instead. But yeah, it's like almost 4 a.m. here, so like words are escaping me. But I feel like people, if you like OffGun and you like OffGun series, you'll know what I mean by that. They just have, they have this way of doing intimacy, like emotional intimacy especially, that is just really unique to them. And yet it's different every time with every character set that they play, which I feel like is a phenomenal feat. So um it's like those
Yeah, it's,
band it's like those bands who have like entire catalogs that are completely different, like the music is just like all over the place, but yet their sounds and the songs don't sound anything alike, but you, when you hear it, you know it's a song that, you know it's a, that song belongs to that band, if that makes any sense. As opposed to a band where they have like every song sounds the same. That's how you know it belongs to them, because there's just like very little deviation. I feel like with them, when they play new characters, there's this like off-gunness around it, but it's different every time.
That's a nice way to put it, Zoe. This was fun.
At least for us.
Bye for now.
Bye.